Hi class, welcome to art. Today we have a really fun project. A koi fish in a lily pond. Let's get started. This is our project for today and it was inspired by Patty Palmer at Deep Space Sparkle. Check out her website. For this project you will need washable markers, crayons, a black ballpoint pen, pencil, a paintbrush or Q-tip, an eraser, and white paper. Alright, we're going to start with a blank piece of paper and we're going to divide it into 4 parts. This is to work on some ideas for your bigger piece. So these are just called thumbnail sketches. You can draw a fish, don't have to worry how they look. They're just mostly space holders to kind of get you to think about how you want to put your fish on the paper. Don't forget to include the fins and a lily pad and at least one flower. Try different orientations, different sizes. So I've decided that I like this one best. So I'm going to keep that in mind and I'm going to use a new piece of paper, a big piece of paper, and I'm just going to copy the composition that I chose. To draw the koi, you're going to start by making a long kind of U shape, making sure to save room for the tail. Add some fins. Make sure that they're coming out of the body at the same place and making them roughly the same size. Draw a line down the center of the fish and make an S or a backward S for the top fin. You can add the mouth and the whiskers, the eye, the other eye, another fish. I'm doing a different type of fin. I'm going to add a lily pad, a water lily, another lily pad, and fill up the whole space. Alright, so now I'm just tidying up my drawing with my eraser. Removing the lines that I don't like and just kind of cleaning it up a little bit. Then I'm going to take my ballpoint pen and I'm going to trace all of the lines I drew in pencil. Okay, so I've traced all of my lines and now I'm just taking an eraser and erasing the pencil so that all I have is the ballpoint pen. Okay, here you can see a drawing that's a little bit different, but I just wanted to demonstrate how to work on the scales. You're going to fill your whole fish with scales using a black ballpoint pen. Alright, you can see that I've completed all of the scales on my fish. Now I'm going in with a black ballpoint pen and I'm adding the lines in the tail and the lines in the fin on top and the 2 side fins. I'm ready to start adding color to my koi. I'm going to be using crayon. Take a look at the colors on the left of the koi. There are whites and reds and oranges and blacks and yellows and pinks. Koi come in all kinds of colors, and those koi on the left really have some kind of like cow spots. I'm going to be using red with orange over the top. This is going to make my color nice and rich. I think layering colors and pressing firmly with crayon is the way to go. I'm going to do the same thing with the lily pad. I'm just going to go over with green crayon and add some accents. All right, I've completed the lily pads in crayon. Now I'm going over with washable marker. And I'm just going to fill that in, making my lines kind of go in the direction of the crayon lines that I made already. I'm going to go into the water lily and just color in the tips and the center of the flower. Last step, with blue marker, you can use any blue you want, I'm going to add water lines behind the fish, giving it kind of a nice flowing feeling. Alright, so the last step with the marker is to trace around the fish with the very light blue. This is just going to give the fish a little more volume, make it look a little more 3D. Okay, I've finished filling everything in marker. Now I'm going over the top of the water lily with just plain water. I'm going to make sure I have enough water, and then when I'm done, I'm going to sprinkle a little salt on it to make a really interesting effect. I'm going to take my water and go over all of the blue with just plain water, using salt as well. Last step with the water is to go over the water lily. Notice how as I said before, I colored in the tips and the center. I'm just going to go over that and let it sit. Here's the finished piece. Look at the wonderful watercolor effects. Hope you had fun making this project.